Hey parents, I want to talk about something that isn't necessarily the funniest topic to talk about. It's anxiety. It's something I wish I didn't have to talk about as much because so many kids recently, over the last year or two, we find it coming in at younger and younger ages. It's not so much a teenage high school thing anymore. It's a 7, 8, 9, 10 year old in elementary school that struggle with worry, overwhelm, just emotional stress from the thought side of it, from the experience side of it. I really wanted to break this down neurologically to help parents understand it. As a dad with 7 grandchildren, it's so hard when you see your kiddo get overwhelmed in situations. Doesn't go to school, dreads an event, struggles in a social situation. And this can be tough for parents because you go see a doctor or a pediatrician or a specialist about it. And a lot of times what we're presented with is medication first, something that comes from the outside in. I know a lot of parents are looking for something more natural, more holistic. That's what made me want to record this talk about how the nervous system responds to stress. That's going to help us better find how we can fix that, how we can better work with that naturally to help the kids respond better. How the brain really works when it responds to different stresses is going to be going into two different sides. That's what we describe them as a gas pedal and a brake pedal. There's a sympathetic side and a parasympathetic side. When a kiddo is struck in stress and they're responding to the environment and stress, they're in the sympathetic stress mode. The body's more alert, more hyperactive, it's more protective, it's going to be more cautious. That question parents always, for me, is that how the brain gets stuck in the sympathetic stress mode. Well, the answer isn't an easy one because it's something you have to unpack, and you almost always have to go back and look at it. We call it the thoughts, traumas, toxins, the different stresses that may come over the years that cause the body to respond to more sympathetic fight or flight, worry, anxious, busy brain side of it. Now, when we unpack this as pediatric chiropractors, it always comes from the birth process. That delivery from any childhood accidents, from stress, from emotional, from immune, from all those different things that happen along the developmental side of things. What we find so often with kids that struggle with more anxious thoughts, they probably had a more difficult birth, whether it be a C-section, whether it be a vacuum, whether it be forceps, whether it's the length of the actual delivery process. They struggle with more struggles there. Then it started to build on them, and they struggle with reflux, colics, immune challenges, ear infections. And then when they get into the school years, maybe it's a little bit behavior problems, maybe it's a little more social stress, hard to get involved. All those things, when the nervous system has stress in it, every avenue will be physical, chemical, emotional. If we get stuck in that sympathetic side long term, the body's going to get more worried, more hyper-focused, more attentive to the problems that are out there in the world. It's just not going as easy. So when we see these kiddos that are coming in here at 7, 8, 9 and struggling with mass amounts of anxiety and worry, it often comes back to that sympathetic nervous system being way too stuck. Now the contrast is this our parasympathetic side, the brake pedal. That's what helps our body sleep better, digest better. It helps with focus, attention, and all those calm emotions. These things the most common happen to kids, especially with anxieties, is how a lot of them have tummies that hurt. A lot of times they can't sleep. A lot of times emotional regulation is way off in addition to that worry. They're very common because these two sides of the nervous system work in contrast or in balance to each other. You can't be on one side or the other. The brain is designed to respond. It's designed to upregulate in the sympathetic when it needs to. It needs to downregulate in the parasympathetic when it needs to be calm, when it needs to sleep, when it needs those relaxing things. Well, nowadays, kiddos are way too stuck on the sympathetic side. When they get stuck on the sympathetic side, then what happens is the brain is all the signal that comes from the body doesn't even make it to those easy places in the brain that helps it, those higher learning processes, those easy, happy thoughts, things like the frontal lobe that really control comfort, ease, relaxation, social interaction. The signals don't even get there. They get stopped in the middle of part of the brain called the limbic system, which really is the stress response system. And so getting stuck in that sympathetic system simply doesn't allow the brain to really have those relaxing moments. That's why those big contrast with kids that struggle with anxiety or worry, where they're all stuck in the gas pedal and they struggle with sleep, they struggle with issues, they struggle with calm emotions. So this is something that you found your kiddos struggle with. One of the things we can do as pediatric chiropractors is we want to test this. We want to see where they're at. How much is the nervous system stuck in the sympathetic? If they really are stuck, that's a great sign because we can help them with that anxiety, with that worry, with those different things. That's the root cause of why they're struggling with all that anxiety. So the key here is for them to help the brain to find balance, help it get to that parasympathetic system where it needs to be, help it on that sympathetic side when it needs to play sports, when it's taking a test, when it's a new situation. But it can't get stuck there because when it gets there, that's why kids struggle with long-term anxiety, anxious worry. And if it sounds like something your child's dealing with, we'd love to help. Every kiddo is a little bit unique, a little bit different, So that takes some nuance where we can talk to you through it and really help you get to the bottom of it, get to the root cause, or really how we can help balance the nervous system to help them with those crazy symptoms, especially with the holidays coming up. So if you need anything, shoot me a message, DM us. We would love to chat more, set up a consultation, and talk more through this gas brake pedal balance so that less kids have to struggle with anxiousness, worry, and overwhelm, which is so common today. Take care.